you're muting.
Thank you. So let me do that as well. I'm going to put folks on mute and then unmute Linda. And Linda, I think I've just unmuted your audio.
And it is great to all be together. Shabbat Shalom. I love your faces. And we will welcome Shabbat with Hine Ma Tov. You can find on your prayer book, if you have one, on page 128. And Rabbi, will we be able to project the words tonight?
Yes, we will in just...
Okay, we're going to start with this because it's pretty familiar to people. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I got right as you finished, we finally got it up.
Okay,
but
warm up.
Okay, good. We're going to turn to page 120 for candlelighting, but I'm going to stop this share and I'm just going to show the screen. Hopefully, not sure if I'm getting the camera there to show it well. Maybe it'll be better just to do this and this. And I will light the candles. Dawn is going to be saying the reading and the blessing, but you can see we do have candles, which I will now light, but they won't be in the view too long. And Dawn, let me, or you've unmuted yourself. Great.
Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. We now turn to page 138, and I will screen share page 138 for L'chadodi.
L'chadodi l'krat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabela. 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 שמעו בזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבילה. לקראת שבת לכוון אלך, כי מקור הברכה, לראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבילה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבילה.
And I'm going to unmute Josh Wilson. Josh, there you are. And great. And on page 144 is the Chatzi Kaddish. Josh this evening leads us in the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yit gadol v'yit kadash shamei rabba.
Amen.
V'yomad divrach yorotei v'yomit mahutei. V'chayehon u'v'yomecha u'v'hayedek kol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'v'zman kari v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shamei rabba mevora le'olam u'me'omaya. Yet bara, yish tabav, yet tabav, yet par, yet raman, yet asay, yet hadar, yet hale, yet hala, shemeda kudasha, brehu, leila, mikol tharachta, vashir hata, tushbeha tavane, emata da, min ram belma, vimeru, amen.
I mean, Josh, thank you. Great job, like
Very
last week.
nice.
Really lovely. For those who are able, we invite you to rise. The Baruch Hu will be found on page 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vahed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vahed.
And we read in English on page 149, the second reading. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai Maharif Haravim.
Page 151, I read, and we can read the second reading on the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amod Yisrael.
Page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. We turn to page 154. Linda leads us in the Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alavavecha Vishinantam levanecha, v'dibartam bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlektecha b'derek, u'shokbecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam lehot al yodecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al misusot betecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'hasitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Emet. I read towards the bottom of page 156. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Mi Chamocha will be found on page 158.
Ya bum bum bim bim bum ya bum bum bim bum ya bum bum bim bim bum ya bum bum bim bum ya da 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 ya bum bum bim bum ya da 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 ya bum bum bim bum mi chamo ha bai madonai mi chamo ha nedar ba kodesh no rati lo sepelle no rati lo sepelle ya bum bum bim bim bum ya bum bum bim bum ya bum bum bim bim bum ya bum bum bim bum ya da 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 ya bum bum bim bum ya da 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 ya bum bum bim bum Malchutecha rahu vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe zeli zeli amankemeru Adonai lo leolam vaed yapam pam pim pim pam yapam pam pim pam yapam pam pim pim pam yapam pam pim pam ya da 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 yapam pim pam da 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 yapam pam pim pam.
Chevy pickup in Mercedes driving north on Balboa.
Uh-oh. Rabbo, you're muted.
Better. So the person who shouldn't have been muted wasn't. The person who was muted shouldn't. Hopefully now we got this right. Thank you. On page 160 is, let's get there. Towards the bottom of the page is Haprei Sukkot Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al amo
Yisrael.
Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
In a moment, I'll go back to screen share. Our service is going to continue on page 162. Larry Smotroff, I'm trying to unmute you. I don't know whether I'm not seeming to having some success. Perhaps if you press the button to unmute.
Yes.
Is that better?
Yep. That's it.
Okay. Yismachu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat. Yismachu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat. V'korei oneg, v'korei oneg. Yismachu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shavi, Kulam Yisbu v'yirangu v'spitu v'eka, Yismechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat, Yismechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat, V'korei oneg, v'korei oneg, Yismechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo, ratzita bo v'kidashto, Hamdat yamim oto karata, zecher l'maseh v'reishit, v'yispechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat, v'yispechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat, v'korei oneg, v'korei oneg, Yismechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat, Yismechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat, Yismechu v'malchutecha shomorei Shabbat.
Thank you. just beautiful. We're having a little technical issue here in that my computer seems to be, everybody else, I think I can see pieces, but I seem to be a little bit frozen. So Linda, if I could ask you to, this is the second day we're having now some technical issues. Linda, we're on page 164 with the tefillah, and hopefully I'll be back in with you guys in just a moment. But if I could ask you, Linda, continue with the tefillah, those who are able, please rise. It starts page 164. It'll go to page 170, and I, God willing, will be right back.
Okay. Adonai sifata tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotem v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'imahot, Umevi Gula Lifnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atagi bor leolam Adonai, Mechayecha kol atavrav lehoshia, Mekakel kayim bechesed, Mechayecha kol berachamim rabim, Sohomek noflim verofe holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunatohu, Lishenei apar, Michamocha bal gifurot, Umidor melach, Melach memi tu mechaye, Umas mi Yeshua, Benehemana tali hayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekayehi hakol. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. And I'm looking to see, does anybody see the rabbi? Well, I can't show you the words, but we have we're going to sing Shalom Rav. Grant us abundant peace to your people, Israel, forever, for you are the sovereign of peace. May it please you to bless us and to bless all your people, Israel, with your peace at all times and at all hours. And it seems particularly fitting at this moment in the world, the crazy world with COVID and all we have to, anyway, it's a good prayer for today, I would say. So, Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Akav, tasim leholam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Lecha, tasim leholam. Ki otahu melech adon, lekol hashalom. Ki otahu melech adon, lekol hashalom. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Lecha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Lecha, tasim leolam. Etov be'enecha libarech et amecha Yisrael, bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Lecha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Lecha, tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
And we pause now for silent prayer.
Who say shalom, shalom b'ramav, who yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Who yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom b'ramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ve'yakol Yisrael, amen.
We continue to count the days between Passover and Shavuot. Each year, we remember a journey that begins with freedom and culminates in understanding and obligation. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who makes us holy through commandments, commanding us to count the Omer. Hayom shloshim yom shehem arba'a shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is the 30th day, making 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. Encountering the weekly Torah portion on Shabbat is a way to forge one's Jewish identity. For in doing so, we link ourselves with past generations and their diverse perspectives, and with timeless wisdom of the ages, and we link ourselves with one another. Torah begins with a calendar, the first 7 days. Here we are just part just past, pardon me, the center of the Torah. And we have another calendar detailing the holy days, because the organization of time is central to our consciousness. This calendar begins, as we shall hear, with Shabbat, and then discusses Passover, and then this period right now as we ready for the next holiday of Shavuot, this period of the Omer. One of the holidays observed comes much later than the holidays mentioned in the Torah, but one of the holidays observed this weekend, of course, is Mother's Day. But as we're considering upcoming observances this weekend, we pray that mothers be recognized for their care and concern, for the burden shouldered and challenges experienced. May we be mindful of mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers and all their diversity, including, as one colleague put it, super moms, tiger moms, working moms, stepmoms, and self-doubting moms. May Sunday be for them and their dear ones a very special time. Finally, as we reflect on our Torah portion's concept of calendar, tonight we are fortunate to recognize a nice milestone, a nice anniversary, in that tonight is the anniversary. This is the Torah portion to which Peggy Klein became an adult bat mitzvah, presenting this very portion. And as such, we're delighted that Peggy will be our aliyah to the Torah. And so Peggy, Ta'amodna Malka, in a moment, I'm just going to unmute you.
Okay.
Okay, and as I think we know, I've been having a little bit of screen share and technical issues. Haven't been able to get the Kindle back up. Hopefully, screen sharing, I will be able to get up the Torah portion. Permit me to see if I can do so now, and if it comes up on the screen for everybody. And I believe that it has. And we can all see the screen. And so, yes?
Some of the pictures are covering, at least on my screen, I can't see the edge of the Torah. On the right edge. Now, maybe that's my own problem, but I don't know if anybody's having that problem. So don't worry. Then
okay. So sorry. So Peggy, I'm going to begin the reading right here. So if I could ask you to recite the blessing prior to the reading of the Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. V'yedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, and God spoke to Moses, saying, Daber el bnei Yisrael, and speak to the children of Israel, ve'amarta alehem, and say to them, Moedei Adonai asher tikra'u otam. These are the appointed times that you should proclaim, Mikra Kodesh, calling them holy. Elehem moedai, and these are these times. Sheshet yamim ta'aseh melacha. 6 days you shall do your work. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat Shabbaton. But on the 7th day will be a Sabbath, Sabbaths, Mikra Kodesh, that you will proclaim holy. Kol melacha lo ta'asu. Do not do all of your work. Shabbat hi l'Adonai. This is a Sabbath to Adonai. B'chol moshvotechem, in all of your dwellings. Ela moedei Adonai Mikra'e Kodesh, and these are the appointed seasons of Adonai, of God, Mikra'e Kodesh, that should be proclaimed holy. Asher tikra'u otam b'moedam, that you should proclaim them in their seasons. B'chodesh harishon, in the first month. Ba'arba'a asar l'chodesh, on the 14th day of the month. Bein arbaim. At night, Pesach l'Adonai. It is the Passover for Adonai, for God. Uvachamisha asar yom l'chodesh, and on the 15th day of the month, Hazeh Chag Hamatzot, the festival of matzah, Ladonai, to Adonai. Shivat Yamim Matzot Tochelu. 7 days you shall eat matzah. B'yom harishon mikra kodesh. The first day shall be holy. Yihyeh lachem, for you. Kol melachet avodah lo ta'asu. You shall not do your work. V'hikravtem ishe l'Adonai. You shall bring forward an offering to Adonai. Shivat Yamim, 7 days. Bayom hashvi'i, the 7th day, Mikra Kodesh, will also be a holy day. Kol melechet avodah lo ta'asu. You will not do your work on that day. V'yedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. And God spoke to Moses, saying, Daber el bnei Yisrael, and speak to the children of Israel, ve'amarta alehem, and say to them, Ki tavo'u el haaretz, and when you get to the land, asher ani noten lachem, which I give to you, uvkutsachem, you will harvest at Ketzira, Vehevetem et omer, and you shall bring a sheaf of omer, a sheaf of grain, reshit, a first fruit, kutzarchem, from your harvesting, el hakohen, to the priest. And Peggy, our blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nota b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I mean, thank you, Peggy. I won't say how long ago. I will say we were in Woodbury at the time.
Yes, we were. It was 22 years ago.
22 years ago, indeed.
So by my count, that makes me 35. but who's counting?
Thank you. Thank you. As we conclude this segment, Linda, our Eitz Chaim He.
Yes, sir. Eitz Chaim He lama kafikim ba v'tom cheha mehushar deracheya darchenoam v'chol nativoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yamenu Kodesh Yamenu Kakedem.
Thank you. And in thinking about health, each Shabbat we pray on behalf of dear ones within and beyond our congregational family who are ill and in need of healing. Tonight we include Devorah Malka bat Esther Rivka, Penina bat Esther, Ruth bat Sarah Avraham, Joyce, Officer Milford Hayes, and Sarah bat Pesa Moshe Sherry. I invite you at home to say the names out loud of those for whom we pray this Shabbat, and I will be unmuting everybody. Take one moment before saying those names. We include Devorah Malka bat Esther Rivka, Penina bat Esther, and we invite you to say those names. Abraham, Joyce,
Robert Salvitz,
Officer Milford Hayes, and Sarah bat
Barney Goldman.
Sherry.
J.B. Peterson.
I invite you at home to say the names out loud.
Everybody's unmuted now.
Van Wellington.
And Eric.
Right. So I'm going to
Mute.
Not really, no.
remute us except for Linda, pardon me, for our Misha Berach prayer.
Misheberach avotenu mekor habracha ve'imahotenu the source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberaki motenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Remembering what it's like back in our beautiful sanctuary, we have that lovely eternal light, the Ner Tamid. We have the very heavy Torah scrolls, and we have an ark that it takes a lot of strength, I usually say a lot of force, to open and close the ark. Oftentimes when someone carries or raises one of our very heavy Torahs, or happens to open or shut the ark, I tend to quip, "You've used your strength for Torah." That's because one of our greatest sages, Resh Lakish, whom had previously been a gladiator, divided to devote his considerable strength for Torah. The folk tale I tell tonight, loosely based on the Talmud, provides a helpful backstory. Sometimes all it takes to change a life is a momentary meeting. We see something special, or we are seen in a special way, and everything suddenly looks different. Sometimes it takes another person to help us see who we really are. Somewhere in the north of Israel, sometime in the 2nd century, two men met on a narrow bridge that crossed a rushing stream. One was named Simon. Simon was an orphan born of a Jewish family, but kidnapped by the Romans and raised to be a gladiator, a fighter in the Roman arena. Simon was a mountain of a man. He was stronger, fiercer, and more feared than any other champion in the Roman Empire. No one could withstand his might and his rage. Simon was in a hurry to get to his next contest. Across the bridge he rushed, wearing the armor and weapons of a gladiator. At the center of the bridge, his way was blocked by another man, a different kind of champion. Rabbi Yochanan was a small man with fine features and gentle eyes. He was also considered exceptionally handsome. Google handsome rabbi, and it will take you to a Wikipedia article about Rabbi Yochanan, but alas, not to our B'nai Israel webpage. The leader of the Jewish community in the land of Israel, he was renowned for his deep learning and love of Torah. The rabbi wore no armor and carried no weapons. He carried only a scroll of ancient wisdom. The two men at the center of the bridge were there. Simon was in a terrible hurry, so he demanded that the rabbi move aside and let him pass. But the rabbi wouldn't budge. Simon demanded, "Move aside." But still the rabbi would not move. So Simon threatened, "If you will not move on your own, I will feed you to the fish in the stream." But the rabbi held his place. The gladiator raised his sword, but just as he was about to bring it down on the rabbi, the two men's eyes met. And something amazing happened. Simon, the greatest gladiator in all the arenas of the Roman Empire, was accustomed to seeing fear in the eyes of his adversaries, a terror on their faces that enabled him to defeat his foes. But not this day, not this time. Simon saw something in the eyes of the rabbis he had never seen before. He saw absolutely no fear. He saw in the eyes of the rabbi a man who knew exactly where he fit in God's world, a man who knew exactly what he was sent into the world to do. He saw in the rabbi's eyes a strength and a power he had never seen in all his opponents, in all his battles, in all the arenas of Rome. The power of the rabbi's eyes shook Simon to his soul. He stood for a long time staring, and then he dropped his sword and let go of all his rage. He was absorbed by the gentle face of the great rabbi. For his part, the rabbi saw something remarkable in the eyes of the gladiator. There was much more to this gladiator than his fury. Beyond all the bluster and rage and violence, the rabbi saw in the gladiator's eyes a ferocious power to love and a deep longing to be loved. Behind the armor was a heart, a human heart. Behind the armor was a soul, waiting to be touched, to be warmed. The rabbi spoke softly to the gladiator. He said, "My brother, where are you going in such a hurry? To kill or be killed in the service of Roman glory? My brother, let me show you a different way, a way to a greater glory. There is no greater glory than Rome. Rome is eternal. I serve only Caesar," the gladiator repeated the oath he had sworn so many times. "One day, Rome will soon be gone, its Caesars forgotten, and all its arenas reduced to rubble," explained the rabbi. "But the glory of God is forever. And you, my brother, are created in the image of God. You carry God's light. That is the word of God's Torah. You should serve no Caesar and no empire. God's Torah is the only decree anyone should put above oneself. Come and join a greater cause, my brother. Come and master God's Torah." "I know only the arts of battle. How can I sit with a scholar like you?" the gladiator retorted with embarrassment. "Your heart is stronger than your sword, and that is all God requires. Come, my brother," answered the rabbi. Perhaps it was the rabbi's truth. Perhaps it was his gentle, loving voice. Perhaps it was that the rabbi was the first person to ever call him brother. As a number of scholars suggest, and I find most convincing, perhaps the tradition is signaling an immediate romantic attraction amidst a very different era. Whatever the reason, the rabbi's words broke through the gladiator's armor and reached his heart. For the first time in his life, the gladiator began to cry. Tears covered his face, and his sobs filled the valley. He dropped his weapons into the stream. He unbuckled and cast away his armor. He turned and followed the rabbi. Simon became Rabbi Yochanan's most devoted student, and in time the gladiator too became a rabbi, the great Resh Lakish. He married the sister of Rabbi Yochanan and became his brother-in-law. They fought and wrestled over words of Torah for the rest of their lives as they led the Jewish people with love and learning. Friends, as we've also been taught by a later rabbi, Nachman of Bratslav, all life is a narrow bridge. The essential thing is to not be afraid. Think about what's in our path and how we might find or renew blessing. May the day come soon when we are together peering at our wonderful gas Ner Tamid, our eternal light, raising heavy Torah scrolls and opening our synagogue's most distinctive ark. In the interim, Let us continue to devote our strength to Torah. Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will. Our service will now continue with the Aleinu. I'm hoping, let me try this again one more time. I'm hoping that the screen share will work. For those who are able, we invite you to rise for the Aleinu. It's on page 586, and the Aleinu that we chant is the second paragraph down on the page.
Aleinu l'shabeat lahadon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'grei havratzot, velo samanu k'mishbechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegar aleinu k'chol hamonam. Vahanaknu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei halohim hakadosh baruch hu.
The Ne'emar is towards the bottom of page 591.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
And we now call to mind our own beloved dead. I ask that those in mourning or remembering the anniversary of the death of a loved one, should you wish to at home, please feel free to, if you haven't risen, to rise when their name is mentioned during Shiva. We remember Louis Hoser, husband of Joyce, father of Wendy, grandfather of Jacob, Jaden, Ariella, and Ava. During Shloshim, Eleanor Rosenthal, mother of John Bernan, mother-in-law of Amy, Celia Gordon, aunt of Susan Pinsky-Bleeks, C. Simmons, dear friend of Ivel Kovner, Shirley Berkovic, sister of Lionel Schwartz and sister-in-law of Celia, and Robert Olzaki, father of our friend Superintendent Joe Olzaki. This Shabbat, we remember the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Jack Cooperman, Rachel Danon, Carol Eisenberg, Max Engel, Martin Falk, Morris Goodman, Marvin Kaplan, Celia Karp, Sarah Klausner, Josepha W. Lichtenstein, Esther Poland, Evelyn Benenson Sabin, Ethel Weissman, and Marcus Howard Weissman. Should you have a dear one to add, I will unmute and ask people to say their names momentarily. Let me unmute us.
It is working.
Kaplan, Celia Karp, Sarah Klausner, Josepha W. Lichtenstein, Esther Poland, Evelyn Benenson.
He's sleeping again.
Kathy Geck.
Eric Paul.
Ira Goldman.
We also remember, I'm just going to
Mute everybody.
put people back onto
Mute.
mute, except Linda. And I'm going to add the 6 names amongst the 6 million murdered in the Shoah, the Holocaust. We remember Shmuel Adler, Yosef Adler, Simcha Adler, Basia Adler, Berta Adler, and Rivka Adler. In remembrance and solidarity on behalf of those for whom there's no one but us to say Kaddish, we now invite everyone who is able and at home who's watching to rise if you are able. I will screen share our Kaddish prayer, which is on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach gerute v'amlich malchute, B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dochol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mavarach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudasha b'richu. La'ela min kol birachata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran bi'alma b'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imrumav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories be for blessing, and let us say amen. Linda, we have a treat for people tonight, don't we?
We do indeed. Our good friend Larry Smotroff is going to lead us in Ein Keloheinu.
And Larry, hopefully I just unmuted you.
There you go.
Okay, and I'm going to try to do the share screen again. And so let me, and there we are.
Okay. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kimalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadoneinu, Mi Kimalkeinu, Mi Kamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Thank you. Just great. Thank you. Wonderful hearing your voice and wonderful hearing your singing. And in thanking Larry, let me also thank Peggy for our Aliyah, Dawn for candle lighting, and Josh for the Chatzi Kaddish as well. And we thank Linda, beautiful service. And I especially, Linda, thank you for carrying things forward as we again had some technical challenges tonight. So as we've done before, I'm going to have this opportunity now for people to